Part 4. Police visit. The next morning, Alex was woken by a knock at the door. He opened it, throwing on a robe, and saw two men in strict suits on the threshold. Police. It showed in their posture, their gazes, that particular way of carrying themselves unique to those who wear a badge. "Mr. Dobrodrug?" asked the senior one, showing his ID. "Detective Morrison, Missing Persons Unit." "My colleague, Detective Banks. Can we talk?" "Coffee?" Alex offered, letting them into the room. "I have excellent, freshly brewed." "We won't refuse," Morrison said, surprised. Usually witnesses get nervous, but this one offers coffee. 5 minutes later, they sat in the living room, and Alex poured the drink into cups, trying to look as relaxed as possible. "To what do I owe this?" he asked when the ceremony was over. "You're acquainted with Sarah Morgan?" Banks asked directly, young, with a short haircut and a sharp gaze. "I am. We've talked the last few days. She's in a tough spot. I tried to help as a psychologist." "You're a psychologist?" Morrison raised an eyebrow. "Yes. Practicing. On vacation now, but professional habits die hard." Alex smiled. "When you see someone in trouble, you want to help." "And how much did you help her?" Banks asked with mild skepticism. "I listened." "That's help already, believe me. People need to talk it out." Morrison nodded, accepting the explanation. "You were in the lobby yesterday when Amanda Parker arrived? And then her husband?" "I was. Quite a spectacle. What can you say about that situation?" Alex pondered. Giving statements was always a risk, especially for someone with his specific lifestyle. But now he was clean, absolutely clean, no legends, no masks. Just a psychologist accidentally drawn into someone else's drama. "Amanda is the missing man's mistress," he said. "Or was." She was clearly nervous, clearly knew something but wasn't saying. Her husband, Richard, provided her an alibi for the days after the disappearance. "Have you checked that?" "We have," Morrison nodded. "They were indeed together on a getaway. Cameras, witnesses, it all checks out. Then she was probably just trying to insert herself into the investigation to stay informed. Control the situation. Women in her position often do that." "Her position?" Banks echoed. "Mistress of a missing man, afraid his wife will learn the truth," Alex explained. "Only the truth has already surfaced, so her motives have changed. Now she's likely afraid she'll be suspected." "And you don't think she could be involved?" Morrison asked bluntly. Alex hesitated. "I think if she were involved, she'd be lying low and praying not to be found. Instead, she showed up, made a scene, drew attention. That's not guilty behavior. That's a woman who wants to be center stage and control things." The detectives exchanged glances. "What about Mrs. Morgan?" Banks asked. "You've talked to her more closely than anyone. What's your impression?" "She doesn't know where her husband is," Alex said firmly. "And she's not involved in his disappearance. She's confused, scared, blames herself for wanting a divorce, and has no idea what's going on. The only thing she's guilty of is trusting someone who didn't deserve it too much." "You're that sure?" Morrison narrowed his eyes. "I'm a psychologist, detective. I see lies. Mrs. Morgan isn't lying. She's suffering. Those are different things." Morrison sipped his coffee and looked at Alex thoughtfully. "You know, Mr. Dobrodrug, you strike me as someone who knows more than he says." "Professional or personal?" "Both," Alex answered honestly. "But if I knew something that would help find Daniel Morgan, I'd say it." I don't need secrets, I need this woman to stop suffering. And you're not partial to her? Banks asked with a hint. I regard her as a patient, Alex replied evenly. And as a person in a tough situation. Nothing more. Good, Morrison stood. Thanks for the coffee and the candor. If you remember or learn anything, call. He handed a card. Alex took it, nodded. Good luck with the investigation. I hope he's found alive. We hope so too, Morrison sighed. But between us, chances are slim. Very slim. After they left, Alex sat on the balcony for a long time, gazing at the ocean. The situation was getting more tangled. Husband missing. Wife in despair. Mistress married to another and sleeping with the missing man. Mistress's husband knew and tolerated it. Some soap opera, not a detective story. But the key was hidden here somewhere. Alex felt it in his gut. All these people were hiding something, and their secrets were linked by invisible threads. He pulled out a notebook and began sketching a diagram. Daniel Morgan, at the center. Around him. Wife Sarah, Mistress Amanda, Mistress's husband Reed. Each with their own interest. Sarah wants the truth and perhaps freedom. Amanda wants to control the situation and maybe save her reputation. Reed wants his wife back and perhaps to cover tracks. Cover tracks. Alex paused. What if Reed Parker wasn't just a tolerant husband? What if he had motive to get rid of Daniel? Jealousy, for example. Or business. Or something else. Amanda gave him an alibi, 3 days on a getaway together. But Daniel disappeared 8 days ago. 3 days cover only part of the time. What about the other 5? Alex dialed Jessica. Jessica? It's Alex. Could you help me with one legal formality? Depends on which, she replied cautiously. I need info on Reed Parker. What he does, who he's connected to, any ties to the circles where Daniel owed money. You think it's him? I think you won't know until you check. And the police seem satisfied with the 3-day alibi and aren't digging deeper. Fine, Jessica said after a pause. I have contacts in credit bureaus. I'll try to run it. But if I'm caught, you won't be. I believe in you. 3 hours later, the phone rang. Alex, Jessica's voice was excited. I found something. Reed Parker is Daniel Morgan's silent business partner. Unofficial. They co-own the chain of car dealerships, but Parker's not listed officially. And guess what? They had major tax issues. Huge. And someone had to take the fall. Daniel? Most likely. If the IRS dug in, Parker could lose everything. Daniel was the perfect scapegoat. Especially since he was planning to divorce his wife and leave the business. Alex whistled. So Parker had motive. And a 3-day alibi from his wife, who was sleeping with his partner and maybe knew the plans. Exactly. Jessica paused. What do we do? Go to the police, Alex said decisively, but not empty-handed. We need more.